go. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, I'm joined by the Masters crew, Dynasty Al, JB. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
I'm so excited. I'm really happy to be here, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I'm pumped. Fantastic day.
Me too, man. Beautiful day to be alive.
I think it's the first time I've done one with the owl in a long time.
It has been a while.
It's
Long
been a
time.
while.
I think so. All right, and kind of interesting on this show, we just put funny thing was, man, me and Al had decided to do a show on why MarrChase was why he deserves to be the 1.1. So I get to work today. Hey, what's up, JB? JB lets me know he's got a show that he wants to do after we're done, and that's going to be why MarrChase isn't worth the 1.1, which I thought was kind of funny because we had just made up our own show.
That. It was kind of cool.
Yeah, kind of cool. So we're actually going to put both these out on the same day. So if you're watching this one and didn't watch the other one, it probably just came out 15 minutes ago. With that said, JB, the floor is yours. He's going to tell us why MarrChase is not worth the 1.1. We just spent 10 minutes. And I got to be honest before you go, me and him just did that show. I feel stronger than ever about taking MarrChase at the 1.1.
I have no problem, and I'm not sitting here to crack on MarrChase. I just took him 1.2 in a draft, and I'm not saying MarrChase is a bad pick. Don't imply that I am. I am not.
Yeah, we're just talking about the 1.1 pick.
Yeah, well, I'm talking about it. I took him 1.2. We can talk 1.1. I'm taking Kyle Pitts 1.1. Yeah. I just took MarrChase 1.2. But anyways, what I'm here to talk about is I'll give you some historical reference of why MarrChase perhaps isn't worth the 1.1 and perhaps why he's going to be a bust. And then I'm going to give you, now I gave you some historical reference. I'll talk about his team that he's on right now and why he might not be the 1.1. And I'll go ahead and talk about his college team and tell you why it may not be worth the 1.1. I got a whole bunch of reasons.
You wavering yet, Al?
Not yet.
I'm starting to a little. No, I'm just kidding.
So I went back to 2008. The reason I went back to 2008 was that was the first year of Masters. The first wide receiver taken. And it doesn't really matter. We can start from 2020, work back to 2008, or 2008 and work back to 2000. It doesn't matter. We go either direction. It really doesn't matter. The first wide receiver taken, Donnie Avery. 2009, Michael Crabtree. 2010, Demarius Thomas. Now, Demarius Thomas had a pretty damn good career. I'll give him that. I don't want to say I'm not. This is no knocking Demarius Thomas. He was definitely worth it.
And just to be clear, this is the first wide receiver taken
in the NFL, in the actual NFL draft.
Oh, okay.
Which these are guys that are being judged by NFL player personnel.
Gotcha. It makes a lot more sense.
And it's kind of fun. Go look at Mel Kiper's reviews of these players and see what he says. Because
we like to think we know more than those NFL GMs.
Yeah,
we do. Yeah.
Well, they did take. MarrChase was the first wide receiver taken. Okay. Then in 2011, we had A.J. Green and Julio. All right. Obviously, A.J. Green went first, and I'm not going to say that Julio's better than A.J. Green. I think it's a coin toss, but either way, they're both great players.
I just want to add, Cincinnati got that one right, in my opinion.
They did. I'll give you that one. Well, no, you could have said Julio.
Yeah,
the Browns didn't get it right because we traded Julio for some unknown reason.
Was that the Whedon year?
I don't know. It doesn't matter. There's so many. 2012, Justin Blackmon. 2013, Tavon Austin. 2014, Sammy Watkins. I'll tell you the cool thing about Sammy Watkins. Sammy Watkins had the exact same hype that MarrChase did. Don't think MarrChase is hyped anymore and Sammy Watkins is not.
He was unstoppable in that Ohio State game. He had like 20 catches.
2015, Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper's never had a really difference-making season. I'm not saying he's fantasy-wise. He's had some good seasons, but he's never had a great season. But anyways, I'll say Amari Cooper. He's a decent player. Corey Coleman, 2016. 2017, Corey Davis. There's another player. His hype was just as big as MarrChase. 2018, DJ Moore. He's done great. 2019, Marquise Brown. 2020, it wasn't Justin Jefferson or CeeDee Lamb. It was Henry Ruggs. Yeah. I give you there's a whole bunch of reasons why NFL they get them wrong. And just go back and look at what the experts are saying about these players. I mean, it's crazy. They got flexible hips. They got the wide catch radius. They talk about range of outcomes and things like that. Well, one of the range of outcomes of Corey Coleman was he couldn't catch. He didn't play.
Yeah.
I don't count that one because the Browns drafted him. So.
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
They were supposed to mess it up.
Now, I did not hear what you guys said, but I think that one of the things that you probably was said in the episode before this was, Justin Jefferson just had one of the best seasons, the best rookie seasons of any NFL wide receiver ever.
I think we did. We did.
I mean, it might have been better than Randy Moss's. I don't know about that. Randy Moss is pretty outstanding, but maybe it was. And MarrChase was the number one alpha receiver on that team. Well, here's a different way of looking at it. Maybe MarrChase was so great because of Justin Jefferson. Maybe because of Terrace Marshall. Terrace Marshall, right? That's his. Mm-hmm. I mean, Terrace. Yeah, Terrace. I mean, he had 13 touchdowns in 2019. He had 2019. He had 13 touchdowns, and that you've got to think that having that type of talent around you opens things up a little bit more.
Agreed. Which is some of the reasons we do like him in Cincinnati, even out the gate, because like those guys last year, the Justin Jeffersons. He does have a decent wide receiving core now with T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, just throwing that out there.
Well, and that's the thing, because this is the kicker. I don't even know if he starts for Cincinnati. I mean, think about it. Okay, let's compare him to T. Higgins. T. Higgins is bigger and faster. T. Higgins is 6'4". T. Higgins ran a 4.38. Go ahead, check it out.
I don't think T. Higgins ran a 4.38.
Go ahead.
I don't know for sure. I'll be honest.
While the Owl's going to be looking that up.
Who?
But T. Higgins is faster and bigger. And, a lot of times when if you remember playing, I don't remember playing high school football, but I remember looking at the high school football players. And, it's usually the bigger, faster guy is the guy that you go with. Tyler Boyd, he ain't no joke.
I like
Tyler
Boyd.
Boyd was a wide receiver
Really good
one
slicer,
last year.
Yeah.
Did you find out his?
Nah, it's still loading. We'll get there.
Tyler Boyd he's a wide receiver one last year with Joe Burrow throwing the ball. I went and looked it up. Joe Burrow in 10 games had 90 targets to Tyler Boyd. He's entering his prime, and he signed for the next 3 years. There's no reason to expect that Tyler Boyd's not going away. And now obviously, I'm just saying that there's also a range of outcomes here that MarrChase doesn't even start.
I think he starts for sure.
Over.
Yeah, I mean, it's a good fight. They took him at pick 5. I don't think that's ever happened. I mean, I don't have it, but historically, if we go back and look.
Justin Blackman.
I mean, I feel like Blackman started. He just couldn't stay on the field.
Okay, that could, but he didn't have T. Higgins in front of him.
So T. Higgins ran a 4.54, and that's a pro day time. So
I looked under Dynasty League football.
Yeah.
That's where I looked at it. Boy, I could be. I hate to be wrong on that.
That's all right. I mean, especially so he did not do it at the combine. So it's like the pro day times are so.
All right, so his official time was a 4.5, but it doesn't mean he'd never been clocked at a 4.
Right. I'm sure somewhere, sometime he ran, but all these guys somewhere.
Well, okay. Oh, yeah. All I know is that I went Dynasty League football and I saw it up and it said that it was 4.38.
It's kind of like when I come here and you guys clock my 40. It's like way fast. These guys are so nice to me. So.
But there's a good chance. I mean, I'm just saying there's a way he doesn't even start in Cincinnati. Now, having said that, I just took him 1.2, so I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the range of outcomes there. There's a reason. The point being, if you see another player that you like better, don't do what everybody tells you to do. Just draft your own player.
Yeah, I always think you should do that. I agree. Mm-hmm. Has he swayed you at all?
Yes and no. I still love MarrChase. Also on the whole, first wide receivers drafted. Hasn't there been a ton of first-round tight end busts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so.
And you love Pitts at 1.
I do love Pitts. I'm not saying that's.
Eric Ebron, all these.
Hey, they all bust.
Right.
Yeah.
Every single one,
right,
fantasy-wise, is a bust. Maybe not
half the draft picks, period, bust.
Yeah, and if you guys watch like your Trevor Lawrence show, everybody's bust. It seems like. I mean, they're so hit and miss.
So I love Kyle Pitts, so it's hard to argue on that. And even on our show, I said Pitts and MarrChase are really the two.
1 and 2, yeah.
But just speaking on MarrChase a little more, a lot of what we said last year. I mean, this is a guy who is a phenomenal player. Hit great hands. I know you mentioned Corey Coleman not being able to catch. MarrChase has great hands. I mean, the Jerry Rice comparisons are there. The Anquan Bolden comparisons are there. Super tough. He's 6'1", which is a fine height for a wide receiver, 200 pounds. He's tough as nails. At his pro day, also unofficial time, he ran in the 4.3s, but again, everybody runs in the 4.3s in their pro day. Super athletic. So I still love MarrChase. And what I was talking about Cincinnati's offense, Joe Burrow through 10 games was his pass attempts were at like an all-time high type amount. He threw like 60 passes against the Browns. So I think the volume's there to support Tyler Boyd. T. Higgins have a role. But I do think he will definitely start on that team and be their number one.
So you think he will start over either T. Higgins or Boyd?
Oh, yeah. You don't take him at the 5th pick of the draft. I mean, Tyler Boyd's a great slot receiver, but, like, he's a great slot receiver. T. Higgins is a nice outside red zone threat. But, I mean, MarrChase can do it all. He's your typical X receiver. He's your number one. He's what you want.
Hey, you know what? I agree, too.
Yeah.
Don't think I disagree with that because I don't. But it'll be. I'm just saying there's a range of outcomes he doesn't even start.
There is. And there's a range of outcomes. Kyle Pitts can be a bust, too. And I love them both. I hope neither of them are a bust. But it's possible for both, I'd say.
Yeah, I think there's only like one for sure guy in the first round.
Yeah, and actually, I love Kyle Pitts, not trying to talk negatively about Kyle Pitts, but we're talking about a redraft league where he got drafted very high. And I was saying, part of the problem as a rookie tight end, they have Hayden Hurst, he's a legit decent tight end, kind of like Tyler Boyd is. Where from like a run blocking standpoint, you could make the case where the coaching staff would feel more comfortable with Hayden Hurst on the field, first and second downs, run blocking, running some routes. And what's that?
Is there any chance that if Julio gets traded that Kyle Pitts is a wide receiver?
I mean, maybe. I think he'll be used in a, split out some for sure. I think he should be split out some, but as a true receiver, I don't know if that makes the most sense for, I don't know. There's a chance.
I was reading somewhere the other day too. There's never been a rookie wide receiver. There's only been one or two that have ever had even 700 receiving yards. It's insanely low numbers, and it was like Jeremy Shockey.
Yeah. I do think the odds of him producing wide receiver one numbers as a rookie are much lower than the fact that I think there's a greater chance he's not a wide receiver one year one than the fact that he would be. So for that reason, I don't love taking him at the 1.1 because it might take a few years before that 1.1 investment pays off. Where Kyle Pitts, I think, has a more legit chance of being elite tight end sooner.
Well, there's only like 3 tight end ones, maybe 4 right
now. And even
we
talked about the Najee Harris and ETNs. Part of the reason why the rookie running backs have been so attractive in rookie drafts is they usually produce right away more often, where the receivers typically don't. It's why, like even Justin Jefferson, who I loved Justin Jefferson last year. I didn't like him early first. He was the late first guy. Same with A.J. Brown and all those guys. Where the rookie running backs, they get a chance to produce year one. These receivers, like MarrChase, they do take time. And I don't like the fact... I don't like spending a 1.1 and having to wait 3 years before they put up that.
Well, that's what it used to be. It used to be 3-year breakouts on wide receivers.
Right.
Until last year was really the first. Those guys, they just busted out all over the place.
Yeah.
All right.
So I wanted to ask you this, just because I know you love this guy, but CeeDee Lamb or MarrChase?
I'd take CeeDee Lamb because I feel like it's a sure thing. Well, this is another. Did I tell you about my CeeDee Lamb theory? Why I would take CeeDee Lamb over Justin Jefferson?
No, but I might take him over Justin Jefferson, but I think I like MarrChase more than CeeDee. But very close. I love them all.
This is kind of an oddball take, but the Cowboys are always playing in the national game. It's guaranteed. They play lots of more national games than anybody else. They play Monday night games, Thursday night games, the afternoon game on Sunday, the late game. They're the highlighted team, and players always perform better. I always start my Monday night games.
I agree with you except for the Thursday games.
Yeah.
But
I agree too.
Well, yeah, that's just.
I love watching your guys play in prime time.
Yeah, Thanksgiving I'm all in on Thursday. But other Thursday games, I don't care if it's Jerry Rice. He's probably not going to do anything. I just saw
I love Thursday games. I got to tell you the one thing about last year that I really liked. Those Tuesday games, that was great.
Awesome.
Yeah, well,
Remember
almost all week.
We had Pittsburgh and Baltimore
on Wednesday.
Kicked off 5:30 on a Wednesday or something. Just you walk out of work and football's kicking off.
It's like football Tuesday at 2:30, Wednesday.
And I'm sure like a zillion people have talked about this. I don't understand why the NFL, why they add. It was okay to add an extra week, but instead of doing that, just go 18 weeks and just give everybody 2 bye weeks. Why the extra game? I just don't understand that.
I hate it for stat purposes too, because every one of these running backs now. So say they break, the rushing yards in a season record. Well, they played an extra game. So, like, I feel like for the history books and the records, it just ruins it.
I also think it's going to be tough for him to stay healthy
and
for
I go
that
back,
long, too.
when Jim Brown played, he played in less games. But right now, 16 games is what we're used to.
Are they? I haven't even looked at the schedule. Half the teams getting 9 home games and half getting 8?
Yeah.
Is that how it's working?
Something like that.
It's
More
got
teams are
to.
going overseas and.
Basically, because the typical, it's very predetermined, like the 8 home, 8 away, and like the way they do the divisions. Yeah, and that. So all of that's the same, and then they just get 1 bonus game. So like the Browns, we get Arizona at Cleveland. So like Arizona gets screwed, like their extra game is away in Cleveland. So yeah, it's a 50-50 shot.
Well, that's not getting screwed. That's perfect. That's very fair.
Yeah. So it's a 50-50 shot, whether you get a 9th home game or away game.
All right, guys, that's going to wrap up this edition. Thanks so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Love for you to come be a part of the Masters family. Looking for someone to play Dynasty football. We got over 600 leagues. Never folded a single one. Never intend to. With that said, any last words, guys?
We're going to be looking how tall and fast T. Higgins is here in a minute.
Oh, I thought we were talking about me again. I'm just kidding. All right, guys, thanks for watching.